A raven with dark feathers whose heart was heavy and filled with sadness was there, on the branch of a tree, silent tears falling like raindrops on a cloudy day. As the crow pours out its anguish, a wise monk who was meditating under the same tree notices the creature's distress. Curiosity shines in his serene eyes as he compassionately asks, "Why are you crying, noble raven?" The crow vented his sorrows to the monk. He shared the burdens of his lonely life, revealing that no one seemed to love him. People with contemptuous looks pushed him away as if he were a cursed creature, and his heart felt heavy due to the indifference he faced every day. No one bothered to give him a single piece of food, and he felt unwanted in the world. The monk listened attentively to the crow's words, and his face displayed an expression of deep understanding. He gently stroked the raven's feathers, conveying a feeling of warmth and acceptance the bird had never experienced before, and said, "My dear crow, happiness is not in being like others, but in accepting and finding joy in your current situation. You have unique qualities and a beauty of your own that no other bird possesses. Instead of wishing to be someone else's thing, why not make the most of who you are?" But even so, the crow did not understand the monk's explanation and asked the wise man to transform him into a swan. "I wish to be like the swan with its beauty and grace. I believe that I will only be truly happy if I transform into a swan." The monk then, with all his wisdom, said he would do what the crow was asking, but on one condition. "I transform you into a swan, but first I want you to find a swan and ask him if he is the bird happiest in the world. Go, and I'll wait here." The crow then flew and came across, in a serene lake, swimming with unparalleled grace, a majestic swan, its white feathers sparkling in the sunlight. Curious and intrigued, the crow descended from the sky and landed by the lake. He approached the swan cautiously, his voice trembling with emotion, and asked, "With all your beauty and elegance, you must be the happiest bird in the world, don't you?" The swan with his elegance replied, "Dear friend, with so many colors in the world, I am completely white, the dullest color there is. So no, I am not the happiest bird in the world. The parrot with all its bright colors and colorful, it must be the happiest bird in the world." Then the crow went to meet the parrot, and with sparkling curiosity in his eyes, he asked, "Friend, with all your beautiful vibrant colors and your beauty, you must be the happiest bird in the world, right?" The parrot sighed deeply and replied with a tone of sadness in his voice, "Actually, my friend, I'm not as happy as I seem. People often imprison me in cages, and that scares me very much. I'm always afraid of being locked in one of those arrests again. Happy is the peacock, he has more beautiful colors than me." The crow undertook a determined search for the peacock, and finally found it confined within an imposing cage at the zoo. The crow, full of kind words, approached the peacock and uttered, "My esteemed friend, you are truly stunning. Every day crowds gather here just to admire your incomparable beauty. On the other hand, upon seeing me, people they tend to move away. You certainly are the happiest bird in the world, aren't you?" The peacock responded with deep sadness, "I used to believe that I was the happiest bird on the planet, and with good reason, for my beauty was unparalleled. However, that same beauty led me to be imprisoned in this cruel cage. People, enchanted by my lush feathers, not only trapped me, but also plucked my feathers to make decorations, causing me constant pain. So, my friend, unfortunately, I can no longer claim that I am the happiest bird in the world." The crow then, intrigued and curious, asked the peacock with sincere curiosity, "My friend, tell me, who do you believe is the happiest bird in the world?" The peacock, after a brief moment of reflection, let out a sigh of understanding and declared, "You, my friend. As I look around this entire zoo, I realize that you are the only bird that is not confined in a cage or cage. People don't look forward to locking you up behind bars. And if I were a crow, I would fly everywhere and enjoy the same freedom that you have." Inspired by these wise words, the crow finally understood the value of his own existence. With a new shine in his eyes and his wings flapping anxiously, he launched himself into the skies, leaving the zoo and all his insecurities behind. With renewed determination, the raven returned to the monk, a gleam of confidence in its black eyes. He was determined to no longer strive to be another bird, but rather to embrace his own essence. With full words of wisdom, he shared with the sage, "I have realized, O sage, that true happiness does not lie in appearances or in the opinions of others. It springs from within ourselves. Each of us carries our own struggles and pains. Today, I decided to be true to who I am and find joy in my own own existence with all my imperfections. The monk smiled approvingly, recognizing the journey of self-discovery the crow had taken. True happiness is not in competing with others or wanting to be someone else. We have to value what we already are and have. Constant comparison with others is something that many do, as there will always be someone who appears to be in a better situation, but we need to change this thinking and find happiness in our own lives. Recognize and value the good things we already have instead of focusing on what we lack. The main message is that true happiness is not found in constant comparison with others, but rather in appreciating what we already have in our own lives. We must remember that happiness is an internal journey and not wanting to be someone else. You don't need what someone else has to be happy. If this story touched your heart, don't hesitate to share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and most importantly, remember to always light up your face with a warm smile.